made it to North Dakota. That's a new state for Prudence, and I have been here a really, really long time ago, just to Minot. So why not Minot? Anyway, yeah, I think this is a new record, 7 states in 36 hours. So yesterday morning, it is midnight right now, just after midnight. So yesterday morning at 6 a.m. I woke up in my house in Houston, Texas, and then I went to the airport and flew to Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was supposed to, so I had a layover, and then I was supposed to go on to Denver, Colorado, but as we were in the air, we got rerouted, as you can see on the previous videos, got rerouted to Albuquerque. So then we had to spend the night in Albuquerque, the whole airplane, spent the night in Albuquerque. And then this morning, we woke up in Albuquerque, flew to Denver, and then I picked up Prudence from airport parking, and then drove through Colorado, through Nebraska, the whole of Nebraska, up to Badlands in South Dakota, did an evening hike, sunset hike for the Window and Notch trails, and then drove to North Dakota to park up for the night. So that is literally 7 states in 36 hours, and that, my friends, is a new record for me, and I am so fucking tired. I am so tired right now. But I pushed through. I drank like 2 Starbucks, like double shot cans of coffee stuff from the gas station in Wall, South Dakota. The Wall drug was closed, which is fine. It's just kind of a gimmick. But anyway, so now I'm slowing down, and I'm going to pull into the Frontier Travel Center in Bowman, North Dakota, and I'm going to bed. And I'm going to sleep in tomorrow morning. I do not have to get up. By the way, up in North Dakota and South Dakota, the speed limits in town is 25 miles an hour. I think it's because of the snow. I don't know. Because when you go to Aspen and you drive through the mountains, it's 25 miles an hour. Anyway, doesn't matter. My point is that I'm really tired, and I don't have to be doing a 5-hour drive tomorrow morning. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, which I will go to today actually, because it's now like after midnight. I will go do some hikes. I've got a bunch of hikes I would like to do, and it's only an hour drive. So I'm gonna get up at 7, and I'm gonna leave here at 8. I need to figure out how to get my bicycle out of the back of my van and put it on the outside of my van. So I need to figure out why that door is not opening. I am now going to pull into this travel stop, and I hope, yes, there is a van. I am going to sleep. I'm going to sleep for about 7 hours, and then I will get up and go to another national park. So at least I checked off the national park, picked up some time, and yeah, I think, hang on, I don't see anybody here. It's supposed to be a truck stop. I see one. Oh yeah, I see trucks in the back. Okay. So I think I should be able to park here. I'm just going to pull in and figure out where to go. There's no Loves up here or anything like that. So I think I can just park. Yeah, it's a truck stop. Okay, there's a van. I was like, there has to be a fucking van around here, people. Okay, so let me figure out. There's a van over there. Oh, can't even see. Trucks. Enter, exit here. There's a Vanlife van over there, and I'm just going to park up right next to them. Good morning from North Dakota. I'm at the Frontier rest stop, which was fantastic. Massive field or gravel lot, whatever this is. This dirt road was really nice to drive on when I went to Badlands yesterday. It's not even like washboard or anything. I don't know what kind of road it is. There's Prudence. I parked next to another van, so they'll probably get annoyed. They'll probably post on Facebook, oh my God, they were within 1,000 feet of my van. I'm like, dude, all these trucks over here, this was full last night, and I just parked next to the little guy. Anyway, so good news, my door is open. So I can finally put my bike on the back. I need to switch the bikes around. I need to, oops, there goes that. Poor thing. This poor pillow that I got that I love has just been through the ringer, because I have to put something here to prevent this from moving. So I got to reinforce it. Everything's dusty inside, so I went through the dust bowl. Anyway, good news. So now what I need to do is eventually I just need to switch these bikes around later. and put the fancy bike on the inside and the non-fancy bike on the outside, and I don't want to have to keep putting the bike inside the van. It's getting annoying. So trying to sleep with this big ass bike in the way. Okay, so yeah, because like right around here, hang on, you can see here that the wiring is exposed, so I got to figure out what to do about that. Okay, so let me get the bike out, and I've got 2 hours to drive to Theodore Roosevelt. Need to get gas, and then I have another 5 hours to drive tonight, which is fine. I've got Zoom with Harriet, so I'll probably do it somewhere around Minot, North Dakota. And not in a hurry today, just gonna mosey on in, get to a rest area. Tomorrow I've got another 4-hour drive. It's just a big, long drives, because I've just got 3 national parks in North Dakota and Minnesota. And so yeah, unfortunately I can't take any longer because I've got the Isle Royale, which if I had gotten that next week, it would have been easier to like have a little bit more time up here, but I'll definitely be back. But for now, let me just get this bike out of my van. The door just literally just flung open just now. Didn't even have to try more than once. Figured out my bike. Okay, so I have 109 miles on this one little dinky road from where the hell I was. I think I don't know what town I was in. Anyway, but I'm going through Belfield and then up to Theodore Roosevelt. So it's literally 115 miles to the trailhead, no, to the visitor center. And then a couple miles after that, or like a mile or two to the trailhead. Although I heard that the trails are overgrown, so I don't know how much of a hike I'll do. Because there's rattlesnakes, but I'm used to those. You just, if you hear them, you run. You just, you know, get your hiking pole, shove them away. Very pretty, just looks like the rest of Northern America. Not North America, but just like the northern part of North America, or of America, the north. Anyway, North America includes Canada. I would like to go to Canada one day. I'm pretty sure this part of the States looks very similar to this part of Canada, straight up. Oh my god, I'm tired. I can't find my sunglasses. So things get lost in this van without ever leaving the van. So I don't know, they're somewhere, they fell somewhere. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go drive 65 miles an hour on this road for another 100 miles. I gotta fill up on gas. The gas pump wasn't working with my car for some reason. It said C cashier. There's a gift shop inside the gas station, so I think it's a ploy. It's just a way. It's like when you get off a ride at Disneyland, you're right in the gift shop. I'm like, I would like to find my family first before I buy something. So it's like, oh no, let you know, Dad go shopping before they go find their kids. Anyway, so yeah, just really empty and plain farming area, just like the rest of the place I've driven through. So no mountains over here right now. Badlands was great. I wish I had more time. I would love to do more hikes. I love that kind of terrain. But I got a good hike out of it. I did the hike you're supposed to do. So at least I did that. I did the Notch Trail. And then, yeah, this one, there's a couple hikes at Theodore Roosevelt. I'll get the trail map. It's going to start getting really hot really quickly. But once I get up into toward Voyagers. And then there's a city up here called Watford City. I grew up in Watford, England. Now, if you don't know Watford, like Watford is like the armpit of London. Like it's North London, it's just outside of Greater London, and it's like where Elton John owned our football team, and he grew up nearby. And I think Ginger Spice was from like one of the neighborhoods close to where I grew up. The Harry Potter London Warner Brothers tour is in like a mile and a half from my childhood home in Watford. It's not in London. There's a lot of famous people from Watford, and so it's kind of like, even in Love Actually, they make a reference to it, like, well, that was great here on Watford Radio. So it's just like kind of like the butt of the jokes. It's like the New Jersey of England. So when I tell people I was in Thailand like 20 years ago, and this guy like had a Hertfordshire accent. Like we have our own accent in where I lived, even though we're so close to London. So he had a Hertfordshire accent. I said, oh, where are you from? He goes, oh, I'm from St Albans, which is right next to, actually St Albans is an old Roman town. It's really, really beautiful. And so they have a great park and then Roman ruins and stuff. So he goes, yeah, I'm from St Albans. I said, oh, I'm from Watford. He goes, my God, I hope you moved. I was like, yeah, I moved to Southern California. He goes, bloody hell, that's not much better, is it? So, anyway, so it's funny when I meet British people and I'm like, they're like, where are you from in England? Well, first people think I'm Australian. I'm not Australian. 30 years of being in the States, this is what a British accent sounds like eventually. And so they were like, oh, where are you from? I said, Watford. And they're like, It just always gives that look like, good thing you left. I liked it though. I had a great childhood. I spent a good part of, I think, 10 out of my first 13 years in, like I was born in Hendon, London, like about 15 minutes from Abbey Road. Then my parents moved to Potter's Bar, and then they got divorced, and my dad stayed in Potter's Bar, and my mum moved to Watford, and we lived in a council house, it's a very bumpy road, council house in, on a council estate in North London, in North Watford, in a place called Garston. So none of this means anything to you Americans, but if you're British, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let me tell you something. In the UK, you'll see signs for the North. Capital T, the, capital N, North. Anything north of Watford is just the north of England. We don't even care what town you live in. It's like you have London, all the towns below London, and then you have Watford, and anything north of London is just called, well, north of Watford is just called the North. We also have a gap, which I think is like 60 miles from Watford, and I think it's a gas station. So that's where I'm from. But anyway, there's a Watford city that I will be going past on the way to Minot's. So I'm not in a hurry to get to my rest area tonight. I do need to call Harriet at 5:30 my time, 6 p.m. my time, which is 7 Houston. So I'll just pop down to Minot. I've got to upload my Yellowstone video, get that uploaded. I was almost uploading it at the airport, but then we got suddenly put on the plane yesterday. That was a long friggin' day yesterday. So you can see that on the previous, well, the 2 videos back. So the video of my plane getting diverted, and then the video of me going to Badlands. So it's kind of all mentioned in that, like what happened. Glad to be here though. Glad to be continuing. Glad my door opened this morning. It just kind of flung open on the first try. And that never happens with a jar of pasta. Like when I'm opening a pasta sauce jar. And it takes like 12 attempts plus calling my neighbor, you know, and then smacking it on the ground. So, but yeah, the door flew open, put my bike on the back. I'm not putting the bike back inside. I'm just going to get some extra locks and just switch the fancy bike to go on the inside of the bike rack, and the not so fancy bike on the outside. I don't think anyone's going to steal my bike in Indianapolis Airport. I really don't think so. Unless one of my college friends can let me use their driveway. But yeah, it's $9 a day at the Indianapolis airport. I'll just back into a wall, make it really difficult. The alarm's still not setting. I don't know what's wrong. Well, I think the mouse that was in my van in Yellowstone, which I think it escaped, I think it left. I think it might have chewed on a wire, but I have a warranty on Viper alarms. So if a wire came loose or something, and it only happened after I got an oil change. So right after I got an oil change in Denver, I don't think they undid anything, but that's when the alarm just stopped triggering. So I can still lock the van, no one can get in. Worst case scenario, I can get a long ass rope and tie the 2 front doors, the door handles together like a cross, and then what I can do is just go in the back door and just, but I have to take the bikes off to get back in the van. So that's worst case scenario. Or if the side door opens, which is, there's a chance it won't open. There's a lot of ways that I can secure the van if I have to leave it for more than a few days. Even though it doesn't matter if I leave it for 1 day or 7 weeks, it takes a criminal the same amount of time to get in the van. So I don't know what I'll do. We'll see. I've got another week and a half before I have to fly out again. So yeah, so it's a Wednesday, and it is a Wednesday in the end of July. So next week will be August. It's crazy. This year is flying by. But having done full-time van life pretty much since the end of March, because the first 3 months I was in San Diego with Jeff, and so there's some highlight videos on there. I didn't obviously. He was in the hospital with a traumatic brain injury after a motorcycle crash, so it's not like. I mean, I have private videos I've made for everybody just to kind of show what was going on, but those won't be public on my channel at all. You know, it's like that's not what my channel. I mean, it's just I made it so that because I don't know everybody, like I don't have all their contact info, so it was easier to make a video and I can just send it to them and say this is how the update on the situation. Anyway, so but yeah, so full-time van life since the end of March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, so I'm going on 4 months at 95% flying home every other weekend. So I'm actually quicker. I've done quicker on this trip than I thought I would. I thought I'd still be, I didn't think I'd be able to get through the California national parks and everything. Now here's the thing: don't shame somebody because they go to a national park for 1 day. I actually would spend more time if I could, but my goal is to go to every national park and hike. There's people that just go to every national park, like fake travel writers, and go, oh, I've been to every national park, and they just take a photo at the sign, get a magnet, and that's it. I actually know people in real life like that, but I actually do something. I hike, I mountain bike, I ride a horse, whatever I can do. Camp as well. It's just very hard in the summer to get camping and stuff, but Isle Royale, seaplane, and a freaking cabin. The chances of that, and all I did was log on like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and just like randomly put in like July, and then there just happened to be one cabin. There's only 2 cabins in Wendigo. The other one's a campground. So I lucked out, and it was only $55. I was like, what? The planets are in my favor. So that's what this leg of the trip is all based around, going to Isle Royale. That's why I've got to go quickly. But don't shame somebody. The majority of Americans have never been to a national park. If you go to a national park, even for one day, have some fucking respect for those people, because it's a long, like, arduous trek to get to a national park. Most of the time they only get 2 weeks vacation a year, so they've got to make a decision for their family. And if they decide that they want to go to Yosemite for a day, then just be like, give them a round of applause, say good job, thank you for supporting the National Park Service, instead of like staying home and working on your garage. I have a mad respect for a lot of people, for everybody that goes to national parks. I'm working with the parks to get more awareness, to get more accessibility, so more people can feel comfortable going, so they can go without incident and not have to worry if they have mobility issues or PTSD or something. But don't shame them. Don't say, my national park page on Facebook, they're always like, well, it's a shame you only have a day. It's like, I get it. The parks are massive. It takes hours to drive through a park. And yeah, there's a million things you can do, but some people only have like, half a day or a day. And just, I jam-pack my days. I spend as much time as I can with the time that I have for the park, and I basically hike the whole time. Like Glacier was great. I had a 13-mile hike. I hiked for 4 hours, and then Yellowstone was just kind of an in and out because it was late in the day, and also the weather. Sometimes, like right now, it's going to be 100 degrees today again. There's no way I would encourage someone to spend an entire day at Badlands in 100-degree weather. It was a little bit of a trek to hike last night for 45 minutes in 95-degree weather. But it's nice now, so it's not going to be as hot in Theodore Roosevelt. But again, it's like I'll do the hike. There's also bugs and things, and some people don't do well in nature that way. So don't shame them. If they want to go for a day, let them go for a day. But anyway, so I'm going to keep going. I've got very, very straight road, 102 miles, hour and 45. I'm going to stop in Belfield and get gas. I would like something. I don't have any food. I don't have any bananas, nothing, no groceries. So I might stop at a grocery store in Belfield and just stock up on my food for the next week and a half. And that way I don't have to worry about stopping again. Or I might do it in Minot. I think I'll do it in Minot when I'm there. Anyway, all right. Well, I will chat with you when I'm at Theodore Roosevelt. Made it to Theodore Roosevelt National Park, so let me get a photo. All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I can get a picture. It's kind of weird. There's no like pull out, so I'm gonna have to pull over here, get a quick picture, and then pull in. I'm at the visitor center, which is literally like, there's the entrance and there's a visitor center. It's like 2 feet away. The bikes look good. So glad that I have my bike on the back of the van again. The alarm's still not triggering. So I'm gonna go in the visitor center here, which is a trailer. And then I have 15 minutes, I got something in my eye, 15 minutes to the trailhead. And yeah, so he said the rattlers aren't too bad. There's also bull snakes, which look like rattlers, but obviously they wouldn't rattle. Yeah, a couple vans, crew. This will be good. So yeah, I'll do my hike that I wanted to do. I think I should be fine. All right, this is the visitor center. Okay. And I think that's it. There's no museum. It's just basically, let me get a magnet. Oh, these are cute. Oh, this is cute. That's a good one. I'll get that one. All right, so I'm gonna do the Caprock Coulee hike Oh, it's called Caprock, my favorite park in Texas. Caprock Coulee Hike, it's getting hot already. It's 4.2 miles. She said it'd take 3 hours. It's not gonna take me 3 hours, it'll take me an hour and a half at the most. And then there's a riverbend overlook. And then that's pretty much all there is on the north unit. There's a north unit and a south unit. The south unit has the other hike that I had listed. The other one's a half-mile hike, which is up here too. So yeah, definitely check out the north if you're gonna head to Voyagers. Otherwise the south is another like 60 miles south of here. So the north unit is not as busy, which is great. I parked up. It's not very busy today. It's a Wednesday. Probably a lot of people camping. And it's also going to be about 100 degrees. So now I'm going to do the Caprock Coulee trailhead. I'm going to go counterclockwise, I think it is. I have to look at the All Trails recommendation. So there's bathrooms right here, and here's the trailhead. And then after this, I'm going to go to the Riverbend Overlook, which is supposed to be like the best view. So yeah, so this will go past the Riverbend Overlook. Never mind. I don't have to drive there. So yeah, so I'm gonna do, I don't know why it's green. 1 hour, oh, I see, okay. So you can do a 1 hour, 3 hours. I don't think it's gonna take me 3 hours to do 4 miles. And 1.5 hours to do that one. So that's good that they mark the trails if you don't wanna do everything. Bison, horses, elk. The poor guy's like, my ass. Okay, and heat advisory. So I'm actually going to go clockwise so that you're ascending the stairs and not descending the stairs, so it's just a little bit easier. Supposedly overgrown in places a couple days ago, and rattlesnakes, so they should be fine. They're not going to bother me if I don't bother them. So it's Peru. Bye-bye, Peru. This is beautiful. There's so much different terrain up here too. I don't know what this kind of stuff is. It looks like elephant skin. That's me. This is great. So yeah, go clockwise. Go up the stairs first, over to the scenic overlook, and then down into the prairie. So now that I'm past the stairs, well, there's like one more. I'm on this ridge line. This is fantastic. It's like 2 hours of just like super flat farmland and 1,000 million bales of hay. And then suddenly you're just punched in the face with this. And you're like, dude, this is great. It is very, very hot. It's very akin to hiking in Texas. So I've got 3 bottles of water, and I will drink 1 every mile. And then the 4th mile is back to the van, and then I'll drink another 1 when I get there. So yeah, so I do pretty well in the heat. But you know, you just got to be careful. You never know. Different altitudes, the sun will beat down on you. Even if it's like 40 degrees and you're in the sun, it can definitely feel a lot hotter than it is. Yeah, this is really cool. Look at this. It's all like weird, all made by water. So although we feel pretty high up, I think this is a valley because the White Rock Butte is the highest place in North Dakota. So I think we're not as high above sea level here. I think this is all a valley, which is pretty cool. It'd be funny if we are sea level and that's like below sea level. Okay, let's keep going. So I am about a mile in, according to my watch, and yeah, this should take me about 2 hours. I don't think it will take any longer than that. This is the Riverbend Overlook. Same views that you get on the hike that I just did. This is the parking lot if you just want to drive and take a picture of the view. And it's about 1.5 miles from the trailhead. So you just go past this and continue on the loop. It's getting very hot though. And now we get into the meadow part and then back down, down the ridge. This is great. So when they say overgrown, it's a single track trail. So I don't know how wide they think this trail's supposed to be. Maybe there's tall grass, but I've been in rattlesnake country before, obviously in Texas. I should be fine. There's bison poop. I've only seen 1 bison coming in the park. That's it. So that group over there did the full loop and they're all in shorts. So I'm assuming there's no snakes. I was like, yeah, I live in Texas, dude. Hold my beer. Let me show you a snake. Yeah, this, like, as I said before in other channel or other episodes, there's a Facebook group called What Snake is in My Kitchen? So, and usually like they hide in the door frames of your vehicle, or, you know, coil around you. They go in your shoes, they coil around in your shoes. So you should always put your shoes sideways. That way if a snake gets in it, you know, he's not like stuck when you put your foot in. So he can always just, you know, make an exit before you wake up. But yeah, people don't know these little tips and tricks, you know. Follow me for more whatever the hell advice I give on this channel. I just show you beautiful places that I like hiking to within the capacity of my fucked up spine. And you know, it doesn't stop me. And come on, I mean, I'm hiking every single national park in the continental US that you can actually hike, or doing an activity like hiking, mountain biking, riding a horse, camping, yeah. Whatever I can do in addition to the hikes, because you can't ride mountain bikes on the trails in pretty much all the national parks, only on the road. So yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, so I'm actually making good time. I did half the hike in 40 minutes. So this will just take me probably less than 2 hours now. This is the easy bit, and then we go back down the ridge. So my advice as a professional hiker, don't listen to the All Trails reviews where they're like, oh, you know, you can just get the view from the road. Do the hike. I mean, it is stunning. There's bison poop. There are 1,000 billion grasshoppers that are just like buzzing at you and stuff, and no snakes so far. So yeah, just, you know, sometimes I'll read All Trails just to kind of get an idea of like, you know, the terrain, or just, you know, read the bad reviews so that I can make my own decision. But this is fantastic. I hiked so far, all the way from over there. This is great. So yeah, so I should be done in probably an hour and a half. I'm over halfway done. Let's see what I've done so far. 2.5 miles. I've got about 2 miles to go, and it's all downhill from here. Just like my life. Just kidding. My life's pretty fantastic right now. And so is yours. And it'll be better if you go to all the national parks. There you go. This older couple just asked me, are you a hiker or a ranger? I'm like, I'm a hiker. If I was a ranger, I'd get fired for not doing my job, because I'd be hiking all day. Although if I was like actually, I wouldn't mind working for the ranger program, like as like a trail ranger, like just be out in the trails all day, you know, giving them information like, well, that plant is that, you know. But anyways, this like, they look like a very wealthy couple. She was very nicely dressed for hiking, and I saw them at the other end. They went the other way. So go clockwise, don't go counterclockwise, don't start in the prairie, go behind the parking lot across the road and go up first, because it's more steep. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm professional. That's right. I'm wearing my Yellowstone t-shirt, which I love, which is now all sweaty, so I can't wear it again until I wash it. Back at the parking lot in the prairie that's across the street from the trailhead that I started at. So yeah, definitely go clockwise. You get the shaded bit at the end, you get the epic views at the beginning, and you don't have to go down 1,000 million steps. Okay, so it's very, very, very hot right now, and it took me an hour and a half. So it doesn't take 3 hours. I did stop, grasshoppers everywhere. I did stop, you know, do video and stuff. But yeah, just at a regular pace, going about 3 miles an hour, and that's my usual. Between 3 and 4 miles an hour is my hiking pace, which is pretty fast. But I'd say this is doable, very accessible, not really that difficult. The stairs part is more like ledges, it's not like a staircase as you saw. So yeah, okay, back through the overgrown bit, no snakes. So yeah, just don't listen to All Trails. It's like, for national parks, sometimes those reviews are written by people that like don't actually hike every single day of their lives. So all right, okay, so back to the van, and I think I'm gonna head on to Minot. Why not Minot? So there's actually a place called Watford City, and I'm gonna go through it on the way to Minot. Why not Minot? I'm gonna say it like every time. All right, let's get out of here. It's getting too hot. That was fantastic. I need to get, oh my God, I need to get new covers. This is completely torn up. That is crazy. Okay, Let's go to Watford. So I made it to Watford, my childhood hometown in England.